Hello again, acolytes of the galaxy and spacefarers of the galaxy, and welcome back to the archives. I have been expecting you. Recently, a lot of our dedicated lore has been to not only the Sith, but also the mystical and mysterious entities, beings of such immeasurable nigh unlimited power that we cannot truly comprehend. Our holocrons are often left incomplete, as the research our archivists have acquired is often quite limited. However, today, we are going to be doing a video that was recommended by one of my most present fans. We are going to be doing a video on one of the most mysterious Force entities to emerge outside of the time of the Battle of Endor. This takes place during the events of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy, before the events of Abeloth and the Lost Tribe of the Sith. Yes, my friends, I am speaking about not only one, but two of the most mysterious aspects of the galaxy, that being the Waru, as well as the Anti-Force. So, my acolytes, let us begin. Grab your lightsabers, adorn yourself in your armor, as into the depths of history we now go. Waru was a trans-dimensional entity hailing from a universe parallel to the galaxy's own, created as a direct replication, basically in all actuality. His species differed from those of the New Republic databases, and Waru was considered a healer and aider by many, due to his ability to treat injuries utilizing his own body and his unique physique. Physically, Waru was predominantly blob-shaped and consisted of a multitude of golden plates acting as shields around a layer of raw, permeable tissue. A thick, syrupy liquid compared to ichor that the witches used on Dathomir flowed freely within Waru, through the spaces between the covering plates. The inside of Waru was much lighter than the outside revealed, allowing 3 adult humans enough space to swim, though Waru's interior was also breathable by humans and not toxic as many others were. Sometime before 114 ABY and 14 ABY, Waru was sent from his own dimension due to the combined efforts of the crystallizing star Crecia and the research sacrifices of Darth Vader's former secret apprentice and acolyte, the Imperial Procurator of Justice Hitharir, who was searching for the means to acquire complete mastery of the Force very similar to Luke Skywalker. Waru, also looking for a way to return home to his own galaxy, met with Hitharir and agreed to grant Hitharir his wish concerning the Force, if the former Procurator could bring Waru a being strong enough to create and carve a path into his original galaxy. Hitharir began a quest to fulfill Waru's wishes, and in the meantime, Waru resided on Cress's station, where before long he gained a following called the Cult of Waru, a cult of devotees who devoted themselves to this godlike entity. During his time there, he resided in an arena containing the altar of Waru, where he would gather those who wished to be healed. Eventually, Hither's quest proved fruitful after coming across and kidnapping the Solo children, of which he planned to sacrifice Anakin Solo, the firstborn, in order to fulfill and end the bargain. This forced Anakin's mother, Leia Organa Solo, leader of the Rebel Alliance, along with astromech droid R2-D2 and Wookiee Chewbacca, to pursue the kidnappers, meeting Hitharir's wife Rilio along the way. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Grandmaster, Han Solo, as well as the protocol droid C-3PO, arrived at Cress's station to follow a report sent by the mercenary agent Xavier, one of Waru's confidants and an old flame of Solo's. While Solo was originally skeptical, confused, and convinced of Waru's attempts to harm supplicants seeking his healing capabilities and prowess, Skywalker became enamored of the Golden Being's actions and mastery over the Force. Skywalker began seeking a way to heal himself at the efforts of the nearby crystal star, which was severing his ties to the Force and making Skywalker feel as if he were dying. Soon after, Hitharir arrived on the research station to present a young boy Anakin Solo, but was stopped by Hitharir's son Tigris. Waru, exhausted and lonely, demanded a sacrifice. Skywalker stepped in at this time and offered him to join with Waru. Much to the shock, dismay, and fury of both Leia and Han, they both took pursuit into Waru's body and rescued Skywalker and exited Waru. This infuriated the ancient trans-dimensional golden being, who turned on his former ally, Hitharir, consumed him, and then collapsed into himself and disappeared. It is unknown to those present, as it was well reported on those who documented the events. What happened after Waru contradicted and contracted between various sources. Some sources claim that he survived and was teleported home, yet others claim that he died there due to the lack of beings, and the fact that Luke Skywalker was literally ripped from his very lungs. Now, allow us to explore the Anti-Force, the mysterious energy, parallel to the Force, as wielded by Jedi, Sith, and beings of the galaxy. It was stranded It could only gain energy by annihilating the force of our universe with the anti-force of its own. The following quote was stated by Luke Skywalker, a term coined by Luke Skywalker. The anti-force mystical energy referred to the mystical energy field which bound and controlled Waru's universe together. It was the polar opposite of the force as known by the known universe. The primary Star Wars galaxy is experienced by living beings, while straying from his own universe upon Christ's station. Waru could only acquire the needed energy to return to his own dimension by destroying the force of the one which held him captive, with the anti-force that he commanded, which he performed by draining the life forces of several sentient creatures, who made him doing a pilgrimage to heal them of their various ailments. The anti-force may have been present in the pocket dimension known as Other Space, a section of the Star Wars galaxy that was widely isolated. One rumor within the galaxy was that the Paroma prophet of the dark side, founded by Darth Millennial Chronal, accessed Other Space and harnessed the anti-force to facilitate his return from the dead, in his mind, allowing him to return from the brink of death. Now, let us review Waru for one final time, his physical appearance and his immeasurable power. Waru's appearance was considered very strange and unique in the galaxy. Indeed, while attempting to match Waru's species to a list of known species in the galaxy, despite his expansive memorial archives, C-3PO explicitly stated that Waru matched no known grouping in the galaxy, and was in fact a one-of-a-kind species that was never been seen before. Externally, Waru appeared to be a large, blob-like object covered in a variety of golden scales, which were used to allow entry into his being. They could also be forcibly moved aside by external forces if necessary. Ichor poured from the spaces between each covering plane, which is described as similar to the ooze leaking from the core of the main asteroid in the cluster of asteroid known as the Smuggler's Run. Waru would use this ichor to encapsulate his patient, with which the healing would take place. Waru possessed no external forms of expression, as he contained no face, but spoke in a deep, booming voice that echoed on the terrain around him. It was believed that being contacted others telepathically, due to his lack of mouth or another device for speaking, as well as the very specialized method of communicating to individuals without those nearby hearing. The plates on Waru's outside protected a layer of raw, feasible, and penetrable flesh. The interior of Waru was much larger than the exterior showed. There was ample enough room for 3 adult humans to space far apart, swimming in the side of Waru's ichor. The ichor that leaked outside and seeped from his body was the main component present within Waru. It was in itself intriguing due to its nature. Its consistency was somewhere between a solid and a liquid. It could be breathed, albeit with effort, by humans, as if it was regular air containing oxygen. Floating within this body and this ichor were sharpened scales, which matched those outside in their size and appearance. Waru could control these and attempt to injure or kill his intruders. These could be broken when enough force was applied, and they would shatter and melt into the ichor after destruction. In a manner much like Waru's outside, no organs responsible for life were obvious. Deep within the extra-dimensional being's innards sat a whirlpool leading to a dark centre, compared by at least one person to appear as a black hole, a very void. This whirlpool was rumoured to lead to Waru's own world and his own universe, which enabled him to be pulled back if someone was daring enough to go within it. There were differing opinions on Waru's power. Han Solo didn't believe that it was a manifestation of the Force. Luke Skywalker believed it was amazing, as the following quote will state: "Is it any kind of manifestation of the Force? I'm sure I'd know if it were. It isn't. It's something else. But it was amazing. Wasn't it amazing? Every time I see Waru do that, I cannot believe it, but I must. I don't believe it. If that thing isn't a manifestation of the Force, what else could it be but a fraud?" Described as being outside the realm of the Force entirely, and indeed as a sort of anti-Force, Waru was able to completely heal those he was willing to. This power, however, came at a great cost and weariness to Waru, though, whose life force would empty as he healed others, very similar to Rey from The Rise of Skywalker. Using her Force healing ability to heal a variety of beings, including Ben Solo. Because of this, the being would eventually need to kill one of his patients to replenish his own strength in order to heal a multitude more. Doing so only to temporarily fed Waru, and towards the end of his stationing in Crescent, he would have to kill more often in order to keep himself strong for the eventual return home that he was planning on embarking upon. Waru also claimed to possess the power to grant the one who utilized the Force absolute and total mastery over it, giving them access to an archive and plethora of new abilities and strengths that allowed them to expand their prowess in the Force. Hethria, fueled by his desire to possess more power, made a pact with this golden creature. Hethria would provide Waru with 4 sensitive children, whom Waru would consume in an attempt to create enough power and generate enough strength in the Anti-Force to open a portal to his own world. If Waru succeeded in opening this portal, the former Procurator would be granted the entire knowledge of the Force. Whether Waru was able to accomplish this, or if he was merely bluffing in order to get back to his own dimension, was unknown to all but him, as not even Luke Skywalker could peer inside Waru's very strong mental defenses. Until the kidnapping of all Solo children, all attempts were met with failure. It wasn't until Waru consumed Hethria that Waru was able to rip in space-time continuum. However, it was unknown to those present if Waru died during its creation and his imploding, or if he was able to escape to the galaxy's dimension and return home at long last, after potentially many millennia within the bowels of the galaxy. Well, my acolytes, what did you think of this video? Did you enjoy this installment into our archive of mysterious and unique entities? Or did you personally agree that this video was incomplete? Like I personally said, the holocrons that we possess here and these mysterious entities are often incomplete and often possess scarce knowledge to the actual continuum of knowledge that we have acquired. And this video contains but a taste of the full power of Waru, and as well as the Anti-Force. However, my acolytes, I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away. Keep your wits about you, and remember, the Force will be with you, no matter how dark and mysterious the path ahead may seem.